All right, so we are at the first hole of the day, and it's a nice hole. It's a end of one run and the beginning of another run. What that means is, and I'll show you here if I can get down without busting my butt. All right, so you can see that big old spider. This is the end of one run here, and this is what they call the head of a run, where the current starts here and then it tails out down the end. Trout love to hang out in these type of areas. Usually you'll find them right towards the really anywhere, but I've always had luck like towards the end of the run, the tail, because they're just sitting there underneath, and then they'll come up for their mergers or dries, bait fish. And there's a big pool right here. I've never really had any luck in the pool necessarily. Not to say that and nobody else has. Only thing is with my indicator, it kind of just gets stuck in there, and just it'll spin in circles, because you can see it kind of wraps in here and then comes back in, so it'll just kind of do this the whole time. I haven't had luck. It'd be a nice place to throw a streamer or jig something in there. And so I like to just creep up slowly on these banks without making as much noise, because I've always had a lot of luck right here by this rock. And so we'll see what today holds for us. In this certain area, it's a lot of roll casting. I got a lot of shrubbery in the back, so we'll just roll cast our indicator out in the center there, and wait for it to go down. Oh, that's a fish already. Wow, first cast. Wow, nice. And it feels like a nice one. That's a good sign. First cast. I have a barbless perdigon at the end. Looks like a nice rainbow. So, see what he took. But it looks like he may have took the leash, so he should be fine. And he immediately took it. See if I can get him up. Get him in the net. Oh yeah. First cast and he crushed it. Look at this guy. Oh, he's a good, 20 incher, 18 at least. And go back out there. Wow. Well, that was fun. First cast. You didn't even get to drift the whole thing before he took that. That was fun. Let's get back out there a little bit. There we go. And mending is super important when it comes to fly fishing. It's either like what decides how good your drift is. If you have too much line out and you're ahead of your indicator and the current's pretty fast, you're gonna more than likely drift too fast. It's gonna pull you out of the way. So you wanna, you wanna mend, keep that line with minimal slack as possible. Well, I got snagged up, guys, so I'll kind of walk through with you what setup I'm doing. So now that I have to re-rig. So what we have is I have just a 9-foot leader 4X nail knotted to my fly line, and I always cut off like the last foot and a half just to get into something that's a little thicker. But then I go into get a little mini swivel, the micro swivels. Tie my leader to one end. After that, I'll go with some 5 to 4x tippet. Usually, it just depends on like the water, stuff like that, currents. So I have about, get a 16-inch piece from my micro swivel to my first fly. Typically, about 90% of the time, my first fly is always going to be for me, it's always a heavier fly. In this case, we have a mini leech. And then I'll tie something on to the tag end. So what, in other words, what it's doing is this is flowing out here at the bottom, and then that other fly is kind of drifting behind it like that, something lighter. So we'll go into this fly box, my little book here, and see, throw on this little guy, little merger looking deal. He has a nice little hot spot, orange hot spot. So usually, like I said, 90% of the time I tie a loop knot to my smaller flies. Just make a loop in your tippet. Run it through the top of the eye, back through that loop. So then you want to cinch it up just a little bit. Have a little bit of space like that. And then you're gonna wrap around. I go about 4 times. Oops. So you just grab your tag end, you go around 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're gonna come right through. Oh, luckily I can still see it, but you don't wanna cinch it down before you fish that end in here. So luckily I still have room to get that in there, but I pulled a little tight. So I'm gonna block you out. There it goes. So once you have it run it back right back to that loop, you just cinch it down. Then you get your snips, cut off the tag end, and then what you get is a loop knot. And all that does is it lets that emerger, let's see, float free, more natural. So we'll throw it back out there, work this hole for a little bit. If we don't get any more hits, and we'll move on. And as you get into fly fishing, you'll figure out different casts. Obviously, you're not always gonna have room to, whip it back and forth like traditionally, and that's okay. It improves your skill set as a fly angler. Sometimes it is a little scary, because especially if you're new, right? Just fly fishing in general. But, go out to the park if you gotta, or if you live out, in an area where you have some room, just tie an indicator at the bottom without a hook and just start whipping it out there. Sometimes you get those perfect drifts where you're like, oh, that's gotta be a fish, and it just won't go. It's always the ones where you least expect it. Some of them are just way too good of a drift where you're like, there's no way nothing doesn't take it. Whoa, I don't know if you guys saw that, but there was a riser there. So let's cast right in there. So there's something out there. See if we can put it in front of his face. Work this hole here. There you go. Yep. we got him. Oh. Don't want to be too aggressive with him because they take that bottom little fly, but it feels like a decent fish. Another rainbow. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come here. Oh. Oh. Nice brown. Look at that. Nice little brown trout. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look at him. Right. Yeah, let's get in right here. So you see that right on the top of his lip. And you can see it went right through his lip. Nice little brown. Let's get this release. Look at him. He's just hanging out right here. I don't know if you guys can still see him, but he's just sitting here at the bottom. See if I can see him and scare him off, and there he goes. So could have been the one that rised, but he took this that secondary fly and nice brown out of there and nice rainbow. Let's keep it going, but this is what he took right here. Let me just fix this camera. There you go. This little guy right there. I think I got this little guy at Shields, but that's been a top 5 for me and has nice color on it. But presentation is everything with fly fishing. If you don't have good presentation on your flies, more than likely you're gonna really struggle to hook up to fish. And every once in a while, you know, if I feel like I'm hitting bottom and you want to pull your flies out, clean anything off of it, check your hooks, make sure they're not bent over like this guy. And if they are, you know, try to get them back to a more, there you go. Because if something were to hit that, you know, it would have definitely not hooked set. So check your flies, make sure it all looks good. All right, guys, we hooked into a big one. Big fish. Was not recording. Oh my God. It's a monster rainbow. Gosh. It's a big rainbow. Oh. All right. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. No, 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 no. Come back up. It's all right. Come on. Promise. I promise. He doesn't want to let you go. Yeah, he's not ready. He's not ready. All right. It's all right, buddy. Come on. Come on. Let's get you up. Get you netted. Come on. Oh God. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He doesn't even fit in my net. Oh my goodness. Oh God. Wow. I just threw it out by that rock and wow. Look at this fish. Look at his girth. Oh my goodness. Guys, when I'm telling you, look at the size of this rainbow. Holy cow. That's 24 inches. That's 2 feet. I mean, look at this. He's huge. Let's get him back out there. Oh, wow, look at the size of this fish, guys. Oh my goodness. And he's gone. Wow. So I was walking back to the truck and I've already walked past this 100 times and I've never fished it. Two reasons. One, I just didn't really want to come down here, but then there was also a big camp down here with some homeless. So I mean, you can see, like, you know, they would make their food, and so you didn't really want to walk through their camp. But I want to try this run and see what we get. I mean, that looks really good right there. Let's see if there's anything in this little run here. Oh, nice. Little guy. So there was somebody hiding in there. It's a little guy. The problem with these little guys is that once you get them hooked, they freaking move so dang much. Or my fingers are just too damn big. One of the two. There you go. Look at this beautiful little rainbow. Look at him. Beautiful little guy. Off he goes. So, that was nice. So there was something in that little run there. Try it again. And it's super hard to catch on the indicator when it's this fast, because you got no control of your flies. So it's almost like you want to just barely have your indicator touching the water. You just kind of like tight line it here. Almost like if you were to Euro nymph. There you go. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh, I knew it. He was gonna get caught, and as soon as he got behind that rock, I knew it was over. So I'm going to try something. Probably not gonna work. I'm just gonna try to tight line this leech and nymph in this hole. See if anything happens. Oh yeah. Nice. Just tight lining that thing, and came up with one right in that little hole there. Pretty colors. Goes back to his hole. So all I'm really doing is controlling this tight lining with this kind of like a makeshift version of Euro nymphing. It's not a Euro rod. This is a nymphing setup, but the indicator takes it down, so I got a heavier fly with something smaller. But let's see if what happens again. Hey guys, just wanted to close the video out. My cell phone did die, so I couldn't continue filming, and I did take my battery pack, but no charger cable. So I did continue to tightline Euro, I guess, in that same pocket of water. Hooked up to a couple more tiny guys, one decent fish, and then I called it a day. I didn't want to catch into something big and not be able to have proof or take a picture with it. So we'll be back out again, hopefully next week. Try some different areas of the Truckee. So I hope you guys liked the video. I do, like sharing all the information that I can with everybody. I hope that it helps out any beginning fly fisherman or somebody that's thinking about getting into fly fishing. It helped me out a lot. Or it would have, if I had somebody to show me, because I know a lot of guys, they kind of tell you the do's and don'ts, but they don't necessarily tell you or show you exactly what they're fishing, how they're fishing, where they're fishing. So, I had to kind of learn on my own, walk different types of rivers. A lot of trial, a lot of errors, figuring out types of flies, knots, rigs, and it is a little challenging at first, but like I said, I'm going to share everything that I can with you all, and that way you can pick up on fly fishing, and hopefully that watching my videos, encourages more people to get out there and do what I love to do, which is fishing. So we'll see you next week. Hopefully, I'm gonna probably take my son out with me. I just bought him a small little fly rod, so maybe we can catch him looking into some big trout. So I'll see you guys.